done a good bit of work on this outer limb on the left and a bit on the right as well. Let's just see if that's looking a bit more even. That's a good 70 at 22. Done a little bit more. Let's just have a shufty. Just over 70 at 23. Yeah, it was £70 at 23 inches, which equates to about £88 at the 29 I'm looking for. But I noticed it was a bit stiff mid-limb on the lower limb, so I'm doing a bit with the spoke shave. It's a bit of a finer cut and a sharper cut than the door knife and less likely to tear, because I've got filled knots and the like. That's the centre line. And there's a bulge here where that knot is, but I think it's this section. You can hear it's cutting nicely. But of course I might be going through some of that heat treatment, so I'm expecting some of the Deflex to creep back in anyway. Some will be Deflex, some will be set. It is what it is. So I've got about £20 to remove, so it can be fairly vicious. Wasn't really going to work at that end, but might as well take a bit all along. Takes quite a lot of wood removal to get rid of £20. It's quite nice. Some of the knots sort of filled are sort of disappearing off the edge, which is quite reassuring. It can dig in and tear a bit, but it's not looking too bad. I'm taking the corners off of it as well now. A little scruffy bit there, but that will disappear. Pop it back on the tiller, have another look. It's looking a bit stiff here, so I've taken some off there, whisker off the other end as well. See if it's made any difference. Half-inch more draw length, might look a bit more even there. I'll have a shufty. That'll give me a feel for how much more wood I need to take off and where it's got to come off. But I've got to take £20 off, so that's a fair old amount, but it's getting the tiller right at the same time. Bracite can come up a bit more. Bit more work, jack the bracite up, have another look. Yeah, I had another go along the belly with the spoke shave, rasped down a couple of thick points. Some of the knots are disappearing now, but there's a little one that's been exposed, but that will probably go as well. Give it another flex, give it some exercise. I had a look at the set, or Deflex, or whatever you want to call it. It's now about 1.5 fingers I can get underneath it with it lying down on the ground, you know, the tips touching the floor. You can't quite get 2 fingers under it. But it's creeping back a bit, but it's to be expected, as long as it's less than it started with originally. Left to, no, I think that's about right. Left to whisker stiff, but definitely gained some draw length there.